Is the European Union ban on coal and gas heating in accordance with the Polish constitution, and does it not violate the sovereignty of our state? At the request of a group of deputies, the Constitutional Court is considering this. The first hearing on the matter was held today. This is significant because it concerns a fundamental question: whether the European Union has the right to influence the formation of Polish energy policy, including the choice of energy sources. The proposal for an EU ban on coal and gas heating was submitted to the Constitutional Court by a group of deputies. They argued that Poland does not have to be a mandatory member of the EU ETS system, as it has the right to implement energy policy independently and in accordance with its own interests, and the EU ETS system takes this right away from us. It dramatically reduces Poland's competitiveness in international economic transactions. In addition to impoverishing society, it also impoverishes opportunities, taking away chances for stable and dynamic development. The EU ETS sets a limit on the amount of CO2 that may be emitted into the atmosphere. For every ton of CO2 a company emits, it must have an emission allowance. Recently, allowance prices have gone up sharply, putting a strain on the Polish economy. It costs 223 zloty to create energy and 696 zloty to sell. And Mr. Secretary of State Miłosz Motyka wrote to me here that selling energy in conventional units is expensive, mainly because of the cost of CO2 permits. The percentage of CO2 in this energy is 68%. This is the result of the left liberal elites' pushed climate policy. In 2014, the Polish Prime Minister at the time, Ewa Kopacz, of the Civic Platform, agreed at a summit in Brussels to reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 40% by 2030. I rest assured that after 2019, Polish electricity will become more expensive for consumers. It will not become more expensive, Madam Prime Minister. I rest assured that Polish electricity will not become more expensive for consumers. And it has become more expensive. And it continues to become more expensive, just like all energy, and with it, other goods and services. This is one of the main factors why we have expensive housing in Poland, why 4 million Poles have now got on minimum wage, as we had 1,600,000 not so long ago. This is the reason why society is getting poorer, why companies are going bankrupt, and this needs to be talked about loudly. The implementation of the ETS system in Poland was agreed by Ewa Kopacz in 2014, but the terms, on behalf of Poland, were negotiated by Rafał Trzaskowski as the EU minister at the time. Mr. Trzaskowski, it is because of you that we pay a lot for electricity. You are the one who, in 2014, as Minister of European Affairs, agreed to the ETS in Brussels and, together with Prime Minister Kopacz, lied to the Poles that electricity prices will not increase, and we are losing assets. I warned at the time that your decisions would cost Poland hundreds of billions of zloty. Electricity from about 400 zloty per megawatt hour jumped to even 900 zloty. People are getting terrifying bills. Companies are going bankrupt. They can't stand the eco-harassment. Now, during the election campaign, Rafał Trzaskowski avoids the topic, but over the years he has frightened Poles with the effects of global warming and argued that the only salvation is drastic reductions. Let's see what's happening outside the window. That the planet is on fire, Mr. Editor. In a moment we will be fighting over water. The planet will come to an end. We just won't let the planet burn. Trzaskowski also participated in meetings of the C40 Initiative, an organization of cities committed to fighting mythical global warming. Among other things, he was at the organization's 2022 summit in Buenos Aires. Together with C40, with the organization that is the most ambitious when it comes to fighting global warming, we have a precise plan on how to get there. If we govern, it will be faster. These ambitious goals include limiting the sale of clothes to 3 per person per year, banning private car ownership, and limiting meat and dairy consumption to 0. Although it sounds absurd, all of this information is available on the C40 organization's official website. You can take out this Green Deal, not just the rest of the Green Deal, and try to scare children with it like such a monster that no one has seen and no one will see, but grows from story to story. Today you can continue to scare people with the Green Deal if you want, but it's just talk, empty talk, is it? After all, Warsaw, managed by Rafał Trzaskowski, already has a so-called green transportation zones. People who can't afford new cars can't drive into the city centre. The effects of ETS2 coming into force will be felt by all residents of Poland. Gasoline and diesel will almost double in price, and the price of gas, coal or heating will also rise dramatically. The ETS system is an organised thievery of the rich against the poor countries and poor people. The system adds about 30 to 40% to our private electricity bills and 40 to 50% to the bills that industry pays. This is a bandit scheme, hence the opposition of the citizens' presidential candidate. Karol Nawrocki, during his campaign, promised that one of his first decisions would be to reduce the price of electricity by 33%. Within 100 days of taking office, I will get it done for you, I promise. This is to be done, among other things, by abandoning the EU Green Deal, which is demanded by the European People's Party, which includes a civic platform and the PSL. Karol Nawrocki also proposes that the money used to subsidise electric cars will be used to subsidise the bills of all Polish people. Only tens of thousands of people use them, and we all pay. These funds, dear ladies and gentlemen, must help with our bills after the elimination of these projects and programmes. We will not pay so much for electricity in a country that has black gold, namely coal. According to the EU plan, the ETS2 system is expected to come into force as early as 2027. The next meeting of the Constitutional Court on this issue is on the 27th of May.